All right, what's going on, social workers? So welcome to week 5, and this is one of my favorite modules that I looked over for this class because this is where you're really going to start to do some of the work. And so we've talked a little bit about how your role play assignment is coming up, and this will be the week that you submit it. And so the most important thing is when it comes to working with patients is to understand context. So context is what everything that's around the client that you're working with. And another way I like to think about context is if you have a client who's in front of you and they have their behaviors, what they say, how they feel, all that stuff, in my mind, that's never an accident. That is a result of the world they grew up in, their genetics, the experiences they had or didn't have, the resources they had or didn't have, the systems, the politics, whatever that is. Context is connecting the dots to how they got to where they are today. And so I really am interested to see some of that stuff. So you've been asked to, bring up a client who has a certain issue from a specific population. So how did that happen? Where did that come from? How did these symptoms come up? The thing is about therapy is you can't take things for face value. There's often thousands of things that influence the behavior. And so I've given you a rubric as to how this will be graded. So please look at that just so you have a good understanding as to how I'll be evaluating this assignment. One thing I also want to talk about is that role plays can feel awkward. I accept that. That's fair. I had to do role plays, and spoiler alert, still have to do role plays when I do my continuing education. And they're just valuable. There's no other way to put it. And so you can practice doing it a handful of times to get more confident. I would just say embrace the awkwardness. Become comfortable with the discomfort, because I promise you when you're in session, there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna make you uncomfortable that you can't plan for, that you can't necessarily practice for. You're gonna get things completely out of left field and you're like, whoa. And so learning how to become more comfortable with discomfort goes a long, long way. And so I hope you can use this as an opportunity just to embrace it, have fun with it. Your peers have to do it. I had to do it. I still have to do it. They're not going away. So another thing as well is I'd like to see, an eco map and genogram. So that's more on paper as to how we kind of connect the dots to get where they are. One thing I want to remind you of is just to keep using that strengths base. So always looking at people's strengths, even though they have some symptoms or have that might look detrimental, there are strengths to everything if you really, really, really look at it. And so I encourage you just to take a look at that. That's everything that I got. If you have any questions or anything like that, please let me know, and catch you later.